Thank you for joining me, Joe.
It's good to be back.
Thank you for gracing me with your presence.
I know.
Yeah.
Took me a lot to get in here, but you got me in the chair.
For a second there, I thought you forgot what a commitment was.
No, I'll never forget what a commitment is.
I mean,
I just wanted you to wine and dine me before you got me.
You wanted to make me beg.
Yeah. I wanted you to go get me a coffee.
That's
It
oddly.
was really just a play to get you to buy me a coffee.
All right. Well, now you're here, and I bought you a coffee.
I'll buy you one tomorrow.
Nero. Yeah.
Shout out Cafe Nero
Yep.
for keeping us caffeinated and on the tips of our toes.
We actually shouldn't be plugging Cafe Nero.
Why?
No free ads, dude.
We don't do ads.
No, but
We love everybody.
yeah, actually, that does kind of free us up, so we can talk about shit. Yeah.
What are we talking about today, Garrett?
You trying to bail on the podcast, first off,
Wasn't bailing.
and you making me bail on Hans Zimmer at the Garden.
That's blasphemy.
I was invited to
Slander.
go to Hans Zimmer at the.
Mudslinger. Not true.
All right, let me run the people through the events that took place last week. Joe and I sat down. We were like, "Yo, let's do a podcast about this, this, and this," and we were both like, "Sounds like a great plan. Let's do it Monday afternoon/evening, and it'll kind of be a chill time. Like we'll be like wrapping up work and just kind of sitting in the pod room." And in my head, that was the plan. And then shortly after that, I was asked if I wanted to go see Hans Zimmer, famous composer, at the Boston Garden tonight. And I was like, oh, I would have loved to, but I already committed to recording a podcast with Joe. So I'm going to have to say no.
I'm going to tell Hans.
I would have loved to, Hans, but I don't know. It's just kind of.
I apologize for making you bail on.
Well,
Hans.
I didn't even finish the story.
We don't
So
need to
then
finish
I
the
just
story.
this was the plan all along. This was the plan when we made the plan. This was the plan all weekend. This was the plan when I got to work today. I was prepping for the podcast, and then I'm like, "Yo, Joe, what time you want to do this?" And he's like,
Met with nothing but enthusiasm.
"No, actually, what sparked the conversation is I heard you do a long animated yawn that I was just like, that he doesn't even have to say anything right now. That yawn right there is him bailing on the podcast.
It's not true.
Like he was just like, ugh.
It was just you. That was your like bat signal to go get me a coffee.
Well, it worked.
It worked. Who's laughing now?
So then I was like, what time you want to do this pod? And he's just like, no, I'm tired. I want to go home. And I'm like, all right, well, I was kind of hoping to get this thing out tomorrow. So
and then
first off, you screwed me.
I didn't.
First off, you screwed the pod. Second of all, you screwed me out of seeing Hans Zimmer. When I walked to go get your coffee, I saw all the Hans heads out there, and they're doing they're like in the parking lot doing drugs.
What do people wear to a Hans Zimmer concert? Like I'm picturing tuxedos and like kind of a more of a put together vibe.
No, I mean, definitely put together. It's like a intelligent crowd, but
Cerebral crowd.
on their night out, you know? It's like the Old Navy fall catalog.
There's a lot of driver shoes out there.
Yeah.
Even know what drivers are?
Drivers?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what context you're talking about. A lot of what?
Drivers. It's a type of shoe. It's just like that classic slip-on leather going out shoe.
No, I wasn't familiar with the name driver for that shoe.
Yeah, drivers. You know what would go pretty hard? And again, I apologize for almost bailing, but not even coming close to bailing on your podcast. Is ski movie set to Hans Zimmer.
That's
a thing?
That's a really good idea.
It's not a thing though. No one's done that yet.
No,
A lot of
not
Grateful
that
Dead
I
stuff.
know of. I mean, yeah, you have
Not
Chris
enough Hans
Benchetler.
Zimmer
Well,
ski
Chris
edits.
Benchetler has done a few. He recently collaborated with Yonder Mountain Band on their music video, and he's skiing in it. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, but
Yonder Mountain String Band.
it would go. It would go better if it was Hans Zimmer.
But the Hans Zimmer idea is a whole nother level.
Maybe you
Dude, Hans Zimmer should do the Sphere.
Yeah.
That's where...
That has to be in the works.
That's who should do the Sphere next. Let's see.
That'd be kind of wild. Hans Zimmer Sphere. Google.
Ski movie.
Ski movie.
Yeah. Dude, so we're kind of close. Hans Zimmer composed the score for the 1993 film Cool Runnings.
Did he really?
Yeah. So, it's winter sports.
Talk about range. Cool Runnings all the way to Interstellar.
Yep. Lion King.
Batman.
Yep.
He did Batman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
What else did he do?
I don't know. Enough about him.
Yeah.
What has he done?
Not sold out the Garden yet.
True.
As of 20 minutes ago. Because I did look to see if there were still tickets available. But now my soon-to-be wife is no longer interested in going to Hans Zimmer. She was giving me shit for bailing or like saying no. She was like, please, 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 I really want to go to this, please. And I was like, I just have to do the podcast. And she was like, she was all in. And then when Joe bailed on the pod, I was like, hey, I think I'll be able to go to Hans. And she was like, I'm really tired.
Deflated.
It's Monday night.
I'll tell Hannah.
So, this really could have not been an issue all along. But,
yeah, you love to make a mountain out of a molehill, as they say.
All right, whatever. Let's talk about skiing.
Yes.
Because ski season is coming.
We're back.
Fall is here.
Not quite.
Yes. For some people, the summer ends when the leaves start falling. For some people, it's when they have to go back to school. For me, summer ends when I see Jossie Wells' invitational clips start dropping on Instagram.
Yep.
That's what it is every year.
You've sent me a lot of those in the past 2 weeks.
Because they're slapping.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Shout out to former Boston Ski Party guest, Hunter Henderson. He probably had the clip of the event with, you can find it. It's all over every big ski Instagram, but he did like a cork set. He did a cork 9 tail tap on an up rail. Like he just tail tapped the rail, landed switch into a switch rodeo. It was really hard to, it's hard to imagine without seeing the clip. So just go do that.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of sick clips.
Did you send me that one?
Yeah. I sent it to everyone.
Okay.
On my followers list.
I might have to go back and rewatch that.
Did you see it?
I don't know.
Pull it up.
Okay.
Pull it up.
I'm pulling it up.
Yeah. So just like a good event to kind of get the hype going for the year.
It's great
bunch
timing
of really
on their
sick
part.
park clips. Well, yeah, it's like spring skiing for them over there.
Yeah.
Like end of the year or down there, down under. It's in
wow.
New Zealand. But
This is insane.
I am, as always, up on Jossie Wells. Absolute man.
How long has he been around? Because I feel like that's a relatively new name for me personally.
He's been at it for he probably started getting segments in ski movies and like competing on X Games level events in like 2006.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where have I been?
So almost 20 years. I mean, you're not following park skiing closely enough, obviously, because Jossie Wells is like, I mean, there are few skiers that have been more influential and cool. And dude, he did it. He did in the 2014 Sochi games, his slopestyle run was 4-0 spins.
Yes. Okay. I do.
He's just
this.
A legend of the game.
Maybe I just didn't know that.
And he's also done like some big pipe contests. He's always the guy doing like the crowd pleasers.
I love that.
But he's also just absolutely filthy at skiing.
Yeah.
And he's still doing it and he's still shredding. And I don't know how old he is. If he was bursting on the scene in 2006, he's probably like he's probably well into his high 30s, right?
Let's find out. Dude, 34. Low 30s.
Oh, sorry, Jossie. Look at me.
Yeah. Where do you think he lands for you personally on like your favorite
fanboy athletes?
Yeah.
Like athletes I'd like to fanboy?
Yeah.
Elves.
Elves. Yeah.
I would say, I mean, I think he's flirting with the top 5.
Sorry, I'm just getting over elves.
I think he hits the top 5. I've always liked Jossie. He's he has 3 brothers who are also pro skiers.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Bo, Jackson, and Byron.
Wow. That's a lot of skiers.
And their middle names are all James.
Look at that.
Yeah. That was always a fun.
You know a shocking amount.
All right. Let's reel it in a little bit on the Jossie Wells facts. And you want to know his address?
What's his social?
Yeah. No, they all like would compete under their like the names was always a big emphasis. Like, actually, shit, I'm losing my train of thought. But like the names were out there. The middle names were always out there. Everybody talked about how James is all their middle names, and I'm not weird.
I didn't say you were.
But he had one of my favorite clips from the past week too, with his. I definitely sent you this one.
I saw this one.
Him ripping carves on bent 100s.
Yep.
Like tickling me in all the right spots.
Yeah, that's one of your favorite skis. And
trenching.
Skiers.
And then he goes, shreds rails, hits jumps, all in Redsters.
Yes. That's what really, that kind of caught my eye. The fact that, a park freestyle skier is in probably a boot that's never been marketed as that.
I think it's the stiffest. I was trying to think of other examples of park skiers skiing in boots that stiff, and I can't. Mm-hmm. I think it's the stiffest boot I've ever seen someone ripping park in.
Yeah. I bet they're out there, but the Atomic Red, what he's skiing in.
Yeah. Unless it's the Ultras from like 4 years ago.
True. It's not though.
No. Why would Jossie be?
Zoomed in.
Yeah.
Can you
Nico was also skiing in Redsters at Jossie Wells Invitational.
Yeah.
Who's another is it New Zelsh?
Not New Zelsh. New Zealander?
New Zealander.
A Zealander?
Yeah, it's like New Zelsh.
I don't think so.
Skier. He was also skiing park on Redsters, so maybe we're seeing a trend here. I have just been seeing more and more park athletes in
powerful boots,
as we call them, real boots.
Yeah. 2-piece.
No hate to the full tilters out there.
Yeah.
But
can you just explain the Jossie Wells Invitational to me, and then also people that don't know what that is? Because I honestly had never even heard of it until you started bombarding my inbox with.
So Jossie Wells. I just gave you background on that goat. He started the Jossie Wells Invitational. I actually don't know when he started it because I was getting it confused with the New Zealand Open, which is also a big event there that was always kind of like it would signify the season kind of starting with like comps and stuff. But Jossie Wells Invitational. I should know when it started. I don't, but I think it's a pretty loose format. Like I couldn't even figure out the format in terms of like how if it's a competition and how it works.
Just skiing.
I think it might just be skiing and snowboarding.
Yeah.
And like Jossie Wells has a really dope park built, huge features, invites the best skiers and snowboarders in the world.
Yeah.
And they come from everywhere and
put on a show.
All like the biggest names in that category of skiing show up and just like get a bunch of content. It's sponsored by Atomic and North Face. And I think there's cool. It's cool. I don't actually know if it's a I Actually, I have a hunch that it's contest because
Why wouldn't it?
Actually, I would say that this is confirmation that it's contest, but in the recap video, there was like quick shots of guys holding up checks, big checks.
Yeah.
So there's something to be won.
Yeah.
I couldn't find the format.
Gotcha. Clout and cash.
But maybe it's just like whoever Jossie thinks is like the biggest baller of the week gets the big baller checks.
True.
I love how the big checks have always been a thing.
Big checks are never going away.
The big checks are great. Why don't you give me one of them big checks? Happy Gilmore.
Gotcha. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was cool. And I had never heard of this competition, so I felt kind of like a poser telling you how cool I thought this was.
Yeah.
Because I'd never seen it before.
But that's fine. That's what you're here for. I'm the one who needs to do all this research and
I'm just along for the ride.
keep my finger on the pulse of what's going on, and you just need to pretend like you know what I'm talking about.
I'm really good at that.
But yeah, Redster's got me hyped. That's big. I mean, how do you categorize a Redster?
Powerful.
It's a boot from Atomic.
Alpine boot that's not necessarily a race boot, but it's probably as close as you can get to buying a race boot off the shelf.
There you go.
96 millimeter last. They have a 130.
Tight.
They use a plastic that is more similar to like a World Cup boot.
Yeah.
So, I think like 200, 250 MPa level, which is how quote unquote hard the plastic is.
Yep.
And that's where you get, when you use, lower MPa boots like that, they're thicker walled, so a ton of power with they do a good job of like muting out what you're feeling underneath your feet. So for really aggressive skiers, you like a feel like that. Like our George here, likes a boot that has a feel like that.
Yeah.
So if you're like a strong, powerful skier like these guys are, it kind of makes sense that they're heading in that direction because the boot's just adding to suspension, the feel, and then also improving power that they can get to the skis.
Yeah.
They're great boots.
Yeah, they are. So yeah, I would say they're kind of like right in the middle. But well, actually, you just said this. It's like as close to a race boot as you can get without getting a race boot.
It's like a mass market race boot.
Right.
Like a Lang RS.
How much stiffer is that than something like Atomic's like down Alpine boot?
Like an Ultra?
Like a Ultra 130.
It's not even that it's like stiffer. It just is it's a more powerful feeling boot. Like
because it's tighter and leans forward more.
It's got a little bit more of a precise fit. It's set up a little bit more aggressively. The liner in it doesn't have some of the quote unquote comfort characteristics that you'd find in a boot that everyday skiers are in.
Yeah.
So it's not like a goalpost in ski boots. It's just kind of on the higher performance, more aggressive side of ski boots. We carry Redsters. There's, plenty of our customers like boots that feel like that. A lot of those customers are not coming from the park background. They're coming from like race backgrounds.
Yeah.
But I mean, the sign that you're seeing, more freestyle athletes in really powerful boots.
Yep.
It's just a sign that, good boots are good boots.
Yep.
We say that all the time.
Alex Hackle, Ultra 130s.
Yep.
At X Games last year.
Yeah.
Quinn Wolferman, I think Shadow LVs. Yep. That's what I ski in.
You're a big shadow guy.
Hell yeah.
League of Shadows.
Plush Performance.
Yeah.
That's right.
You can have your cake and eat it too in a shadow.
But yeah, we love ski boots. We're hyped on ski boots right now. I just want to get your thoughts on people are losing their goddamn minds over BOA on the internet right now.
They are. The internet has kind of, built BOA into a meme monster on like a small scale.
It's like becoming a meme. The BOA obsession.
I think why people are reacting the way they are is because this year in particular, last season when BOA hit the market for the consumer, there was two two companies that were using it, right? We had Atomic had it on a couple of models.
Yep.
Fisher had it on a couple of models. Oh, and K2.
K2 and Salomon.
So 4 brands were using BOA on ski boots, but only on a few models.
Yep.
Atomic only had it on their Ultra XTDs. Salomon has it on their Supra boot, and then K2 had it on their Recon and Mindbender.
I don't remember if it was on the Mindbender.
I think it might have been, but not 100% sure. Anyway, there was only a few models that had the BOA, and this season, you know, you've opened up a bunch of boot boxes so far and seen our boot wall. There's more BOAs on everything and more BOAs across brands. Technica has a BOA boot now. Nordica has a BOA boot now on their Speed Machine line. Atomic has introduced BOA onto more
Prime.
Ultra XTDs, and they put it on their Hawks Prime boot, which is like one of our most popular boots. K2 put the BOA on their BFC boots.
Yep.
I think Fisher expanded what they have BOAs on. So there's, you know, you walk into a ski shop now, and if you look at a boot wall, the mix from buckle to BOA is a pretty even split now, where last year it was like, you know, I don't know exact numbers, but like 10% of boots had them on them.
Right.
And now you walk in and you're in a boot fit. The chances of you being offered or trying on a BOA boot are much higher because there's more of them.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, when something that looks so different goes on to a ski boot, people react.
Yeah.
And I think most of the feedback and the reaction online is positive. You know, I don't think I've read much anywhere about people being like, BOA's the worst thing that's ever happened to ski boots.
Right. The only negative comments I see about BOA are people that have never used it.
Yeah. I mean, you'll never see, those are buckle guys then.
Yeah.
Or girls.
Right. And it's fine to be a buckle guy.
And you'll never see buckles go away. The way that BOA operates on a ski boot, it does the exact same things that buckles can do. But because of the way that the BOA wraps that plastic, George has a video on our YouTube that talks about wrap, which is what BOA does, where with buckles, because those levers live in more isolated areas and they're stronger levers, the buckles still wrap, but it like wraps a couple of times, and then when you crank that thing down, you can crush the top of your feet. And there are skiers out there with preferences of, I want a really even wrap around the whole boot. It's easier to achieve that in a BOA boot. And there are skiers out there that like the feeling of isolated pressure directly on top of their foot, closer to their instep. They don't like a ton of pressure over their toes, or the inverse. They like pressure over their toes. So with buckles, you can kind of dictate where the boot is tight on the lower part of the shell, where with BOA, the whole lower part of the shell starts to close. And there's no right or wrong. It all comes down to personal preference. And then also during like a fitting process, we still lean heavily on trying to find a boot that offers the most amount of even pressure throughout.
Yep.
That's the name of the game. And it's easy to achieve that in buckle boots. It's easy to achieve that in BOA boots. I think the hype right now is just like, holy shit, there's something different on a ski boot, and people have opinions.
Yeah.
And
I just think we're so scared of anything new. Yeah.
Don't change anything in the ski industry.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you'll see more and more BOAs there. I think last season there was like a hesitation even on a consumer level, like, is this a gimmick? Is this just like a new way to tack 50 extra bucks onto a ski boot price? And no.
Yeah.
Because the fact that manufacturers have kind of committed to it now by expanding the offering of boots with BOA, more manufacturers, adapting pre-existing boots or building all new boots that are built with BOA integrated more fully into them is a sign that the manufacturers are committed to trying to offer as good a product as possible with some new technology on it. And new technology in skiing is always exciting. And there's always going to be, opinions on either side of the matter.
Right.
And
some of the negative opinions, I feel like it's like dads with rap music in the 90s.
Yeah.
They're like, I just don't really get it.
Yeah. Or even like when snowboarding took off.
Yeah.
Like, people are like, whoa, what the hell is that? Why aren't their feet separated on two
What are
different
these
boards?
punks doing?
Yeah.
Is that a freaking dial?
But I think all the feedback I've gotten since we've been doing BOA boots for quite a while now, I've never put one on someone's foot and they're like, no way.
No.
Not a chance. Like there's never been any sort of negative response to a BOA boot on there. I mean, I think it takes a little bit of educating, like what the BOA is doing differently.
Yep.
But it's not making boots easier or more simplified. It's not making them, more difficult to use or operate. It's just a different way of closing and wrapping that lower shell.
Right. That's it.
And if it works for some people, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
And I haven't heard any complaints from anyone I've put into a BOA boot, but I've heard people say they're never going to get a non-BOA boot again. People who have skied in BOA boots.
Yeah. Your friend,
Ian.
Ian
is all aboard the BOA hype train.
He wants more BOAs in more places.
He wants BOAs everywhere.
Yeah.
He wants BOAs on his skis.
That would be wild.
Dude, binding BOAs.
Yeah.
That's how you tighten the din.
What was that Fisher, I think it was a Fisher ski that had the adjustable rocker camber.
Oh, I vaguely remember this.
Where you'd flip the switch and you would like flex.
That's an invention that we should be getting outraged at.
Yeah, that I think was like a marketing, like let's try and put new shit on skis and watch this. Yeah, but you would like flip a switch and pull the tip of the ski up and it would lock the ski up and then you basically had more rocker and then you would disengage.
Wait, that's kind of sick.
I mean,
if it's like dumping snow all of a sudden, and it'd be kind of a sweet flex to be like, "Yo, guys, I'm gonna go get my pow sticks."
Yeah, click.
More rocker. Yep. It gets wider.
Yeah. And then there was
transforming skis.
You remember the K2 Merlins? I mean, neither of us would remember them. I think they were out when we were but a figment of our parents' imagination. But
remind me.
They had the lights on them.
Yep.
So when the ski was flexing, like in a turn, there was like a little light in them, like light up shoes, but light up skis. Like remember light up shoes as a kid? You'd run around, they blink and flash.
We're not razzing this, are we?
We're just talking about new stuff on skis that.
I mean, that sounds like. First, I'm.
You want lights back?
Not familiar with that.
K2 Merlin.
And I don't know why we don't have lights in every ski.
We should.
Yeah.
We could probably install some lights on your skis if you wanted.
I think I need some.
Atomic Bent 100 light up.
Light up? Dude, light up ski boots.
Those are next. So it's going to be, I think those are coming in 2027. You'll have light up ski boots with.
Folks are going to lose their mind.
Anywhere from 4 to 18 BOA dials and buckles on them.
Yep.
I'm kidding, by the way. You look very serious.
I was just going straight face just to scare you a little bit.
When do you think we're going to get back to, when is it going to come full circle where there's like 4 BOAs on a boot and then it just comes back and it's all buckles again?
Yeah, they design a 4 BOA boot and then they're like, hey guys,
I got an idea.
I just thought of something.
Why don't we do buckles?
What if we put buckles on this thing?
Yeah.
I think we're looking at about a decade.
Yeah.
And I can't wait because.
But no, to round it out, BOAs are good. I think BOAs are here to stay. They're just a good way to close a boot.
Mm-hmm.
They work for some people as long as the boot fits. They don't work for some people if there's not a boot out there that fits them the right way.
Yep. Yeah.
Did you have a BOA boot?
No, I'm going to.
You're gonna.
I'm going to.
What are you getting?
Depends on who's feeling generous. No.
Cut that out, Kirby.
Cut that out, Kirby. And take that into consideration, Matt.
Yeah.
But
I think I skied in that BOA Ultra XTD last season, or like a season.
I've put them on.
Yeah.
A lot.
I'm skiing it for a season and a half. I like buckles better.
Yeah.
Because I like to, there's the BOA boots that are out there, even still, There's not really. I have a really like narrow foot.
Yeah.
I like to crank my boots down on top of my feet. So if they come out with like a really low volume, like extra low volume,
Redster.
yeah, then maybe I'd go back to the BOA. But I think I'm a buckle guy. I'm happy that you're a BOA guy though.
You're not a fan of cranking it?
Got that out, Curry. Yeah, if you like to crank it, you know.
No,
a cranker or a crammer.
Oh God.
Cut that out, Kirby.
Let's keep it going. I want to be a BOA guy. That's what I want. Like I think over the last few weeks this is kind of a new development, and it's no coincidence that it was like I spent a weekend with Ian.
Yeah.
We talked ski boots a few times.
Yeah.
I got back and like ever since then I'm just like it's building on me. I'm like those things are This is the coolest thing ever. But
I think you should do it.
I think I do it. That purple Shift Alpha is calling my name.
Yep.
I just got to put it on my foot.
Yeah,
to confirm I love it.
I think you're going to love it.
Yeah. Dude, also a good way for me to get an Alpha without you guys razzing me for copying Jack's ski boot.
True. But he's getting
This might be a little bit too much inside baseball here, but my brother skis in a Alpha, and I've wanted that boot. No, he told me he wants a BOA boot, so I was like, that would be the logical next step is getting that because the Alpha.
He likes that boot.
Yeah, and that's going to be the closest thing to it, or an Atomic. But I think if he likes the Alpha, he probably would rather stay with that comfort liner.
He's elite. He's
a little bit more of a comfort. Well, yeah, but all right. What else do we have to talk about? Some more stuff going on this fall. Got a bunch of films dropping. We got a bunch of tours going on. Coming to Boston. I'm looking forward to Level 1 next week. I forget the exact date. I think it's like September 28th or 7th or something.
Oh my God. That's next week.
I know. I feel like September is whizzing by.
Yeah.
And then in November, TGR, which is always a great night. But actually, I forgot we can't go to TGR. But it's still hype, and I'll still promote it.
For all the right reasons. What does Level 1 have for movies this year?
So they're doing it. They don't do an annual film anymore. They did for probably, I think, 20 years.
Yeah.
But now they just do shorter, like, individual projects. They made a documentary with Trevor Kinnison, the sit skier.
Yeah.
That was sick. They got it on Netflix, which is like insane to see Level 1, the like small brand I saw
with Netflix stuff. Now.
Their first like 10 movie. I mean, their movies used to be so low budget.
Now they've got Netflix money.
Now they got Netflix money. And so what's going on with this film tour is just a bunch of like small individual projects. Level 1 is producing a movie with two filmers, Owen Dahlberg and Andrew Milden. I have his name written down. Mildenberger. Those are two younger filmers who Level 1 definitely just like hired them to go out and shoot a pretty stacked lineup of skiers.
Yeah.
It's called Wasteland. I don't know how long it is, but I'm super hyped for that one. And it's cool to see Level 1 like supporting two young guys who are basically trying to do what Josh Berman and Friedel Cody and Kyle Decker, all those original guys.
Yeah.
We're doing. Those are the original three guys. Josh Berman founded it. But I might be forgetting someone.
Where are
so
they
then
doing?
Other than that, oh sorry. I'm being long-winded with this right now. Who else is Jonah Williams, I think, has a film. I have a list somewhere. Keegan Kilbride. I don't know if this is the lineup for that Wasteland film or these are the people with the individual films. I should pull this up.
But they're doing. Are they doing like a long? Like, are they going to show all these films in one place, or are they like doing?
Yeah, I think they just do a pretty similar lineup, a rotating lineup, but I think it's pretty similar everywhere you go. And yeah, they just show them all. So I don't think any of them are like a regular ski movie length, like an hour and a half or whatever. I think this Wasteland movie is probably like 30 minutes.
Cool.
And then they have Ben Smith, East Coast guy, Burke Irving. Their movie's a collab. Kobe Stevenson, Keegan Kilbride, Keep Standing, which is a crew out of Burlington. Shout out. Svea Irving, Sammy Carlson.
Wow.
And then I can't read all these names. So
yeah,
they have a bunch of movies. I'm sure the event will be like 2 hours long or something.
Where are they doing that, in Boston?
Middle East, baby.
Wow. Is that what they did it last year?
That's a good venue for a premiere.
They did it last year there, right?
I don't remember where it was, but no, I forget. Oh, and I forgot the Solomon guys are probably coming back.
Oh yeah. Quality
Ski Time, Blank Collective Films, Alexi.
When is that?
I don't remember the date on that, but they'll be coming to Boston. They're probably touring around the country. But the ski movie tours make this super hype time of year.
I like this time of year.
You feel like it's building. It's a few, like, all the premieres are one of the few times where like every skier in Boston gets together and parties.
Yep.
And it's a very like cool energy, and it's a very nice thing to have in our city. And I'm glad that ski movie premieres are still very much a thing. Level 1's description says, this isn't your grandpa's Warren Miller premiere. So
fair.
Just to give you an idea.
Shout out the GOAT.
But I also want to talk about the events we have. The Ski Monster has.
It's a big year for events for us.
I know we're becoming an event crew.
I love it.
I love it too, because it just means we get to party.
It's our 10th year in Boston.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. 10th anniversary party.
Yeah, we're doing. What are we doing? Oh.
A rager.
Wednesday. So it's like a week of events, right? Because it's lined up with the Boston Ski Expo or Snowbound Expo.
Yeah. Jeez, dude.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Who am I? But we're doing film premiere here in store.
Yep.
November 13th. I think that's a Wednesday.
Yep.
With Technica Blizzard.
Yep.
So that'll be a fun night.
Yep. So they have 2 athletes coming, or I don't know the exact number, but a few of their athletes made a film, short film, and they're going to be premiering it here, and I'm sure it'll be a big party with a bunch of swag and free stuff. And actually, I can't promise free stuff. I'm talking like stickers and T-shirts and hats.
Cut that out, Kirby. We're not giving anything away for free.
Yeah.
No, but that'll be fun. I don't remember. I think before my time here, maybe they had done like a film premiere or something. But
yeah, they used to do stuff like this.
Yeah, I don't remember since I've been here ever doing a film premiere event in the store. So that'll be cool. We always have a good crew of people show up for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then night after, Thursday night, the 14th of November, is our 10th birthday party.
This is the doozy.
Yeah, co-sponsored and hosted by BSSC, Boston Ski and Sports Club. Is that what they stand for?
I assume the other S was snowboard.
Dude, I think it's sports because they do all the not volo. They do all the they do a lot of like kickball stuff.
Pickleball. Yeah.
Yeah, Boston Ski and Sports Club. So BSSC, Blizzard, Ski Monster, 10th birthday party.
Let's go.
We're doing that at the Royale in Boston. Yeah. You ever been to the Royale?
I have not.
Kind of a cool space.
Can I handle it?
Definitely.
Is it like a club?
It's It's very similar to it has a little bit more of a club feel than House of Blues, but like similar sort of space. Bigger. We'll have some vendors there.
Yep.
That one, ticketed event.
Yes.
You can get tickets online.
On BSSC's
you go on their website, it'll take you to Eventbrite.
Yep.
But grab those. It's going to be a good time.
Yes.
Garrett will be there.
I will.
Yeah. On the hunt for more podcast guests, I'm sure.
Yeah. That's right.
He never stops working.
Shaking hands and kissing babies.
Yep.
Cut that out, Kirby.
Cut that out. Except for the shaking babies part.
Kissing hands and shaking babies.
No, but I'm excited. We have like a pretty good fall.
Yeah.
You know, I think it feels. I was just talking with the Stokely guys today. They were in store. We were talking about, you know, stuff they have in the future and, you know, good conversation. But we were talking. It feels different this fall than it did last fall. Like, you know, we had a great summer.
Yeah.
In New England in particular, where I think last summer it rained. Like
last summer it was shit weather.
So October was our nicest month of the summer last year, and now in September it's like getting cold at night. Up north, leaves have like a tint of
There's just more excitement. Like,
yep.
And there's a bunch of these sick events. I think these events, especially in a city, are huge for just like getting people and me
Remind
excited.
Everyone that skiing's right around the corner.
Yeah. I love it. Because it feels like you kind of, with like a movie premiere, it feels like you're bringing the mountain vibe to the city. Mm-hmm. It's like, that feels like the same as going to a bar for après ski or...
Yeah, and I think everyone that does events or hosts events in the city does a really good job of, you know, making it feel that way. And everyone that shows up, you're right, you feel like you're at a mountain, but you walk outside and you can, you know, Uber back to your apartment.
Right.
I love it.
It's cool. Should we wear full ski kits to all these?
I usually do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put on my walk mode boots.
Helmet.
Yep. Goggles, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also doing, I think in October, which is very soon.
Right around the corner.
I don't know the exact date of this, but I think we're doing an event in store as well here with BSSC. And it's just great to get people excited about skiing.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite pastimes.
It's hype. I feel like we're doing a better job with it this year. Not, I mean, us specifically, but the whole industry, collectively.
Everyone's excited.
Everyone's stoked.
Everyone had a great summer.
I can feel it.
You got the summer out of you. Now it's time for winter.
It's time for winter. It's winter time. So you're committing to summer being over?
It's not over yet. Summer doesn't end for me until the end of September. I'm a big Reclaim September guy.
Yep.
Because September is arguably like maybe one of the nicest months that we have.
This is better weather than we had all summer.
It's fantastic.
It's just perfect. It's literally the perfect temperature, zero humidity, and a nice breeze.
We're past like that sticky Boston feel.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
But I'm ready to ski. I think I have the itch.
Yeah, same. I hope it's a good snow year. It will be.
It always is.
That's right.
It's always a good snow year. We have something else to cover.
Something
big.
Oh, so I would love to talk about ski tests on this podcast. I want to talk about like everyone else's ski tests, magazine tests, reviews, gear guides, buyer's guides.
They coincide with all the events and film stuff that we have going on. I think we get New Schoolers Test is out.
Yes.
They partnered with Powder this year, right? Is that true?
Yeah, I think they did.
Am I misunderstanding that?
Yeah, which is good. Is good.
Powder.
More.
Is Powder coming back?
I don't know.
New Schoolers Test is out. Partnered with Powder Mag. Great to see them kind of like half back on the scene in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I always get the mags confused. Was Powder the one that sold the outside?
I'm not sure, but yeah, Powder shut down magazine production and content. They existed solely as like a place for photographers to like they kept the webpage alive and you could still read some of their older articles, but there was no new stuff for the past bunch of years.
Yeah.
Last couple of years, they've started to, slowly revamp and do some online articles and whatnot, some like really cool photos on powder.com. I think the fact that they're like working with new schoolers, because like those two things 10 years ago, you would never guess new schoolers are going to do anything with Powder Magazine.
Yeah.
And they have a ski test out. Blister Mag, I believe their ski test is available for Blister Plus members. And we should see print hit the stores in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
At the latest. I think on their website it says like stuff starts getting shipped to doors in September.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like Blister's reviews.
Blister crushes it.
They do a great job. They ski a lot of stuff.
They
do a lot of skiing. They do, skiing year round. Like their reviews that talk about, like their in-depth reviews that talk about how skis behave in different conditions is cool. I don't think there's a lot of other people out there that talk about that.
Yeah.
We talk about it in our ski reviews and when we do like our, top tested blogs and whatever.
Yeah.
But not a lot of magazines talk about how skis behave differently.
Yeah.
And they do a good job with that. They test so many skis, and their test itself has kind of come into like a big beast of a ski test.
Yeah,
Crested
for sure.
Butte,
Like
4 days, right?
Yeah.
You do like a big
highly
panel.
coveted.
Yep.
Anyone who pays attention to ski tests, like, it's like, oh, you went to the blister test?
Yeah.
I mean, not that I've been to the blister test, but like the
manufacturers have kind of leaned into
idea
that as
of
well.
it's really cool. Seems like a good time.
Free Skier will have their magazine come out soon.
Yeah.
We like their stuff.
I took part in the free skier test 2 years ago.
Yep.
And I mean, the one flaw that comes to mind is we were skiing. It was 4 days in Jackson Hole in unbelievable conditions.
Yeah.
I wasn't dying to get on anything under 100 millimeters.
Right.
And skied a lot of really wide skis. I skied a lot of skis in general, but most of them were powder skis in nipple deep powder.
It's tough to have a bad day when there's 3 feet of fresh snow.
Right. It's like, how do you judge a ski when there's 3 feet of snow?
And that's
not where it matters. It matters how it performs when the conditions suck.
Yeah. I'm curious because, like, with our top tested blog, like the way that it all shakes out is over a full season of testing.
Yeah.
So like all of our top tested skis are generally skis that work best in a huge variety of conditions. I mean, like look at the top tested. It's ripsticks, it's enforcers, it's rustlers.
Right.
Declivities, bents. You can take those skis anywhere. They're great. Like,
right.
Do it.
They're
all.
like all of our favorite skis are the most versatile skis.
Yeah. Everyone has like slightly different preferences one way or the other based on skiing background and skiing style. But
right. It would be cool if one of us was like just a total groomer head and liked all carving skis, but that's just not.
It's not realistic.
It's not realistic, and it's not that common. Like
Yeah.
there are skiers out there that really only prioritize carving and going fast and acting like they're on a race course, but
yeah,
it's not.
It's not every day.
Everyone wants their ski to be able to do a lot of things.
Right. But it's always interesting to see like how a free skier mag, comes out with their like best in category stuff. Like you had started to mention, they're doing that test in one location over the course of 4 or 5 days. And, they've had seasons where there's no snow.
Mm-hmm.
And the stuff that people are really hyped about during that test are generally more narrow skis. And then they have seasons like you guys had at Jackson 2 seasons ago where it's all powder and everyone's loving every ski because
you're just choking on it.
You're just buried in snow.
Just gagging on it.
Yep. You didn't need to keep going with that.
I'm talking about the face shots. Dude, get your mind out of the gutter.
I can't.
What is this?
In the trenches, dude.
Dude, choking on it is a totally normal term. Well, I'm trying to normalize the term choking on it.
You're doing a great job.
I've not yet said it to a customer. I'm a little afraid to, but
yeah, That's pod room talk.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Hopefully someone's listening who I've worked with.
Yeah, but it is always nice too, when these magazines and tests come out, because I feel like there's a shift in, the people that walk in the door that like read those things. Like we don't see the customers that do a lot of research until after they've done the research.
Mm-hmm.
And they come in with like relatively informed opinions about what they think they want, what they like, what they read. And it's always fun to like have a conversation with a customer about the stuff that they think they're interested in or the stuff that they tried out and what they read in a magazine. And it makes like the appointment with them just more engaging.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're getting on something that they like.
Yeah.
And works for them.
Yeah. We like that. I really like when somebody gets on something they like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Joe. Jesus, Joe.
What are your guesses for
best ski test?
What? Well, no, not
worst ski test.
Not best ski test or worst ski test. I'm saying, what do you think might be in like just in the all mountain category for blister or free skier, or that you probably read the New Schoolers powder one, so don't answer on that side of things. But what do you think might be in one of these magazines that wouldn't surprise you, but might not be on our top tested blog for all mountain skis? What do you think you're going to see?
QST.
Yeah.
I mean, QST,
Yep.
It's just completely overshadowed right now by mainly Ripstick.
Ripstick,
Rustler, Enforcer, Bent.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry, Solomon. But
and that's actually a really good answer, because a lot of these tests happen out west.
Right. And I love a QST for powder.
Yeah, or even just like softer snow.
Yeah, just like forgiving snowpack.
I think if I were to go live out west for a few months, the QST, 106 might be.
They got sick graphics this year.
Yep.
Those purple ones, what are those? Not the X. The X looks sick, but then I like the just purple ones. They might be like
98s.
98s.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of those.
Okay, so you think you're going to see some QSTs on top tested lists?
Trying to think of what else. I could see Anomaly being higher than we rank it.
Yeah.
Like they did a great job with Anomaly.
Yeah. That's like a sixth man for a lot of us.
It doesn't overshadow Enforcer.
Yeah.
I don't know why I just used the term overshadow twice. I don't think I've ever used that to describe skis.
You're using it properly.
What else? Rozzy.
Yep.
Rozzy's
He's super Black Ops.
Black Ops. That graphic's sick.
Senders.
Senders.
Sender Soul is bad.
Sender Soul. Sender, whatever the Sender 110 is with the orange and green.
Free.
Yeah.
Yep.
Skied that in Jackson.
Okay.
I mean, so like the New Schoolers powder test is to very little surprise should I say I just was not very surprised that it's very park oriented, powder oriented. They're all pretty wide skis. But I mean, that's just what their testers and their audience
are after. Yeah.
That's all they care about. So, I mean, they did a good job of telling you which of those skis is the best. And they actually do a good job of also saying, like, this is going to ski well on trail. They will do this thing. I'm going to call them out a little bit, where they're like, someone's talking about a ski and they'll talk about how playful it is, and then in the next breath say, but it's going to be really stable when you get on a groomer.
Right.
That is just two contradicting statements.
Yeah, in most cases. Yeah. Skis like that are, few and far between. You can't do it all.
Unless it's a bent 100, it's bullshit.
True.
But I don't know. I'm kind of losing steam over here. I don't know if you can tell by how slow I'm talking, but I'm like losing my train of thought I've had a long day, dude. We worked. What do you think the general reaction to the M7 is going to be?
Ooh. That's a great question. I think like whenever Volkel comes out with a new iteration of the mantra, it's generally pretty well received by the bigger magazine tests just because it's a Volkel and it's new and the mantra has been around for so long. Everyone gets excited when there's a new mantra. But like when the M6 came out, that was in Free Skier.
Mm-hmm.
That ranked pretty high. Like everyone said pretty great things about it. And I think what generally happens is like right now, even though the M7 is new and it is definitely the closest it's ever been to some of the other skis that we really like that live on our Top Tested blog as far as like accessibility, maneuverability without sacrificing power. That new M7 is still a bit of a goalpost.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite hit the middle of the market where you can confidently put a ton of people on it.
Yeah. I mean, what's more powerful than that?
People that have skied Volkels.
Mindbender.
People that have skied Volkels are going to love the new M7. Mm-hmm. We say it all the time, but like if you're a Volkel skier, you're a Volkel skier, and you're never going to find any reason to dislike a mantra. Like they're never going to, move away from that because that's their demographic.
Right.
Powerful, hard charging, stable.
Yep.
It does all the things that you're expecting from a Volkel logo. Mm-hmm. And the new M7 is all of those things while, also Volkel's doing a pretty good job like reacting to the general trend in skis right now, which is trying to make them a little bit less demanding for, the days where people aren't skiing super aggressively, and then also making them a little bit more accessible for less experienced skiers. Like if you were to, line up the last couple versions of Mantra, M5, M6, M7, you can see like this slow progression of making them more well-rounded, a little bit easier without losing like that Volkel DNA and feel, like that mantra heritage.
Yeah.
But it's still a mantra. And, when they come out, there's a little bit of hype around them from magazines and, tests that happen throughout the course of the season just because like, Volkel came out with another mantra, but it's still a mantra. So I don't think you're going to read anything that says like, this is a bad ski.
Yeah.
All the magazines are all the testers are going to get on them and be like, yep, this is a really good mantra. This is the best mantra that's ever existed. And,
I mean, I wonder if that will be acknowledged in some of the tests.
Yeah. I mean, we mentioned that in our review of it, like it's the best version of the mantra that we've been on.
Yeah.
It does a lot of the things that you want out of like a new ski.
I don't think anybody's going to be upset with the changes.
But it's still, it's still a mantra, which is what Volkel is doing.
That's
with that
what
ski.
what it's supposed to be.
So who they're building that for, and the changes that they made, they'll never build. They're never going to build a mantra that isn't the mantra that people know.
They'll build a mantra that's a kendo.
True. Yeah.
Mantra
88.
Yes.
New name technology.
Yes.
NNT.
Yes. We've been talking about doing a review, Kendo 88 from last year compared to this year's Mantra 88.
Yeah. Nothing's different.
Please comment if you want that review.
Just new name.
We can talk about it.
How old is the Kendo? Because, do you think it's... Because the Mantra's been around for a while. What was the first year of the Kendo? Did it turn 18 and now it's legally allowed to change its name?
Ooh. That's a good question right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a high level thought for where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say one more thing about the tests.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see if any of these other publications highlights the trend that we talk about so much.
Yeah.
Where skis are becoming more accessible, less demanding.
Without sacrificing
performance. And they're doing a really good job, and it's impressive.
Yeah. I mean, all the new skis that came out for this coming season, anything that changed has been an improvement. We didn't ski. I don't think I skied anything, during the test.
That was
season.
A downgrade.
That was a downgrade.
Right.
Which is good. It just goes to show you that manufacturers know how to build skis, and they're doing a good job.
And skis are just getting better and better.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
I love it.
I love it too. Wrap there.
Sure.
I got to catch Hans Zimmer. I still got time. I would have had time to do this podcast and then go to Hans Zimmer and do a 30-minute tailgate. So,
oh man, what do you think a Hans Zimmer tailgate would look like?
Drugs?
I don't know.
No, I'm kidding. Books?
Do you think people like
people are like
travel organs and stuff to, jam out in the parking lot?
No, I think people are like, yeah. Actually, that's pretty funny.
Thank you.
I was just trying to think of what people. Yeah, I think what you just said is probably more accurate.
Yeah. Long tail coats, big organs in the parking lot. Maybe some cymbals.
Mm-hmm. All right. We're wrapping us up. Thank you guys for listening. We're hyped for winter.
Yeah. We got events. Find them on our socials. BSSC. 10th birthday party. Film premieres. Go to the film premieres. You're going to have a great time.
Yep.
And keep an eye out for magazine reviews.
Yep. Support these companies.
Yeah.
And support us at theskimonster.com. Thank you.